Cool. Welcome to the Schnitzer Master Agency call. You guys can see my screen. Just give me a thumbs up, Lucas. You can see it? Cool. All right. It's Monday, August 25th. We've changed our slides up a little bit, so let's have some fun with this one. We've got some exciting things to talk about. First and foremost, always giving respect where it's been earned. We're starting off with our leadership page here, guys. I'm say it every single week, but I'm thankful for these people I get to work alongside. I didn't always used to get to choose who I worked with, and that led to not always the best work environment, but I love working with these folks. So that's a joy. These guys are leading the way. Yeah, just shout out to the leadership team. We got room on this screen for more folks. As you guys know, a vision that Kate and I have is to help 100 families reach financial freedom through agency ownership in the next 5 years. All right. If you guys can count, how many agency owners are on the screen right now? You can put in the chat how many we have left. Whoever can do really quick math. But I also would love to see if that's you. If that's you, you're going to be an agency owner sometime within the next 5 years, maybe sooner than later. Put a one in the chat for me. I want to see who I'm speaking to here. All right, cool. We got several popping off. Let's go. Yeah, we got 94 to go. All right, you guys can be one of them. We got room for you. All right. So we changed the slide up a little bit. There's so many great calls throughout the week. It's hard for me to have new folks on this call and say, like, these are the most important ones when there's like Danny Young call and Thursday deep dive with the sales experts and like all these different corporate calls that are being ran. I wanted to narrow this down for the new folks, especially those within their first 120 days. If I were new, these were the calls that I would hop on. Very clearly, they're all located outside of this call. They're all located within the Mac room. National call is its own link, but we've got Schnitzer Master Agency call, which you guys are on now. We've got our top producer call, and this is one of those daily calls for me. I would say if you're new and you only attend one thing, this would probably be the most important call for you. Getting on an accountability call every morning, reviewing previous day numbers, staying accountable to the goal that you set for yourself, and being surrounded by other people that are doing the same thing. Awesome way to start the day. I've sent a notification out in Slack where you can go sign up for this, but I'm also going to have a QR code here for you guys. We start every single day with mindset. We got about 15 minutes with Jim Larson or Michael Matthews or myself or one of the other leaders that pour into that group. You're going to hear mindset behind sales. You're going to get motivated. And then the second 15 minutes, you guys are going to be able to be held accountable for your numbers, ask questions about different things that you're going through, get help live on the spot coaching. So if you're brand new, I would say this is probably the call that you want to be on. SFG National calls every Wednesday. That's hosted by Symmetry. That's been a staple for me since I've started. I think I've only missed two ever, and it was because I was in the air and didn't have the ability to be on. But that one's very important. I was told very early on in this business, if you want to be a 130, you're definitely going to be on the national call. So I show up where winners show up. Our new agent welcome call. This is a new one for you guys. This is every single Wednesday night. It was so good last week, guys. Who was on that call? Maybe a leader that saw that call for the first time. Giovanna, give me like a 10-15 second recap. Like, what will that do for a brand new agent?
It's going to give you the confidence and the courage. I love how he sets the expectation for brand new agents coming into the business. And so it's going to give you some what do we do? How do we do it? Why do we do it? And so I really believe if you are brand new, I would sit in on two of these, honestly, because it's just going to give you all the tools and what you need to have in your business to be successful.
For me, if this was available when I was new, Giovanna, I would have been on it probably every Wednesday for the first 90 days until it was just
Absolutely.
ingrained in my brain. You guys can show up as many times as you want to. We're not just inviting new folks in their first week, although that's how we've done it in the past. We're saying, hey, this is the brass tacks that a new agent would need. And you can come until the message is super clear that this is what you need to win. So those three calls, top producer, new agent welcome, and be a better builder, are all located within the Mac room. All right. Outside of those hours, if you hop in the Mac room, we're going to show you guys a calendar here in just a second. You're going to hear people dialing. You're going to hear people asking questions. You're going to see people running live appointments. You're going to see Tristan Strickland talk to his clients about his baby goats and book appointments and sell a lot of premium. all that stuff happens in the Mac room. So you guys, there's one central location for those three calls. To sign up for the accountability group, we want you guys to be on it this month, to give us a chance to organize everyone in the right groups. Go ahead and use this QR code to sign up if you haven't. You're able to sign up for either 3 days or 5 days. You got to be accountable to one of those two things. All right. So take a look at your September. Is that something that you can sign up for right now? Because we will hold you accountable to showing up throughout the month. That's the best thing about accountability. You got to do it with other people. Okay. Oftentimes, when we tell ourselves we want to do something, we got our own voices in our own head talking us out of it. You're going to have a whole group of people that are encouraging you to show up day in and day out in that group. So, whether you want to join 3 days or 5 days, whether you want to join from your office or from the school pickup line, I'm cool with whatever you want to do. Just be committed to doing that for the whole month. Use that QR code to sign up. That's 9 a.m. Eastern. And yes, we have a lot of Pacific folks that hop in there. Bert's usually like doing burpees at the gym during that call and just sweating his butt off because he's got to do both. So, anyways, that's all I got for that. All right, here's your Mac room schedule for the week. We had a fire lineup this morning already. We had Giovanna dialing, McKinley dialing, Trisha Bennett, Benish, Aaron Fitzgerald it looks like already dialed. Nope, they're 1 to 2. Okay, so we've had a great lineup already this morning. You guys can hop in here anytime. If you see someone's name that's filled in, that means that they're dialing. They're going to be unmuted. You can go in there and listen to them. If you see an open mic, that's probably means someone is either going to hop on and start live dialing, they're just going to pick it up and run with it, or you're not going to hear anyone at that time. So again, if you're one of those agents that wants to get feedback and you see an open mic available, feel free to hop in there and just start dialing. There's going to be leaders in that room that'll help give you feedback. All of our other calls that happen within the Mac room are highlighted in yellow. So we've got Ask the AO today from 2 to 3. We've got AO live dial power hour with Wilbur tomorrow. Top producer call is right after that. We've got that new agent welcome call on Wednesday nights. We've got Be a Better Builder call on Thursday and Find Income Friday on Fridays. These are great calls to attend if you're new. Pick and choose, okay? You can't attend them all. Pick what's best for you in the season that you're in today. We're actually going to talk about seasons today. So that's a good reminder. You got to pick what's best for you in the season that you're in right now. We have 5 days left to get business submitted. Y'all, let's all out blitz this week. I know several people are running after team leader, after key leader, and after agency owner. I know there's several people running after a contract level promotion. If that's you, put in the chat what you're running after and close out strong. Have a good week. You guys got plenty of time. You can make a lot happen in 5 days. I'd love to see what you're running after in the chat. We've got Rod running after AO month 1. Tiffany Tisdale's running after 85. Tiffany, you got that in the bag. Brooke Harder, 90. Daryl's running after 85. Bert's going after 95%. George Horning's running after SNA. George, I love that, man. Let's go. We're all cheering for you, bro. McKinley's running after 85. Lucas is running after fast 30. Love it. All right, guys, let's go. Ignite is coming up in March. We're going to start promoting this event because Denver was so awesome. We're that excited to get ready for our next in-person event. I know some of you weren't able to make it. This is going to be a must for you and your business. Get yourself to Ignite. We have a limited number of tickets that are going to be sold for $140 per ticket. Normal price is $299. Okay. So you're saving quite a bit of money there. I was not great at math, so I'm not going to do the math for you, but you save a few dollars. You can use this QR code and shoot me a Venmo, okay, for $140. Make sure you put in the note what your name is, first name, last name, put your email in there, and then your SFG ID number. If you can't figure out how to do that in a note in Venmo, make sure you at least text me or Slack me the right information so we can get you registered correctly. If you're buying more than like one ticket for yourself, maybe you're buying a ticket for a spouse, feel free to also include their information so I can assign it to the right person. We've got hotel blocks. We've got event info. Everything is accessible by a QR code. So feel free to snap a picture and keep those links open on your phone. Come back to them later. But get your ticket. Man, it's going to be cool to see who signs up and commits to this early. There's going to be some prizes given away. Actually, let's do this. if you sign up if you buy your ticket today, if you haven't bought your ticket yet and you buy your ticket today, or you are already on the list from last week, I'll do a wheel spin for a $50 league credit on next Monday's team call. Okay, so if you've already bought your ticket last week or you buy your ticket today, I'll wheel spin for a $50 league credit. I'm not going to tell you how many wheel spins I'm going to do, but go ahead and buy your ticket today. Okay, make that move. Make that move. It'll be worth it. We've got some contests that are being run for those of you who are building right now. We have premier tickets available, which gives you premier seating. You're going to get to sit in the front. You're going to get early access for main stage. You're going to get access to exclusive areas for networking. There's a special lunch provided. No registration or check-in. You just get to skip to the front of the line. They'll send you video footage. You'll get a nice Ignite t-shirt. So for those of you who are building, we have I think it was 8 VIP tickets and 2 premier tickets available. So whoever the top promoters are for this event, whoever gets the most butts and seats are going to win those VIP and premier tickets so that you guys can have a very special experience at this event. I went last year for the first time and I just sat there the whole time. I was sitting like right next to Wilbur and Rod and Sarah Neal and Jenny and Bob Greenwood and I just kept looking at them the whole time and I'm like, why have we not come to this event before? Why have we not promoted this? Like it was such an eye opener that like, you know, events are important first and foremost, but it was an eye opener that this was a big miss for our agency in years past. Okay, so we're starting early this time. We're promoting this event. I would recommend everyone, if you plan on being here in a year in this business, get your butt in a seat for this event. It's gonna be huge for you. These are the folks that have already signed up. If you signed up for this, if you bought your ticket over the weekend or you bought your ticket today, I don't have you on this list yet, but we'll celebrate you next week. Great job, Bob. Great job, both Bobs, Maria Greenwood, Don Hooks, Demetrius Hooks, Eleanor McNamara, Giovanna Mitru, Mickey Mitru, Jeremiah Morales, Nina, Jeremy, Kate. I'm going. Arthur's going. It's gonna be a party. Get yourself there. Win a $50 league credit for buying your ticket today. Let me go back here real quick. Here's my Venmo. Fill up my Venmo inbox today. Okay, y'all? And I'll sign you to a ticket. Let's go. All right, we got some shout outs from, I believe this was from Engage. Kate and I won Outstanding Leadership Award and Spirit Lifter Award. What I love about this is Kellen also won it too. And this award's pretty special. This was voted on by the staff for who lifts the spirits for the staff members. And I love that Kellen won that. You guys, Kellen does so much for us behind the scenes. Gosh, I can't say enough good things about her, but I don't think I would have the business or the brain that I have today if it weren't for her. She's done so much for this agency that you guys, most of you don't even know about behind the scenes. So if you feel like sending her a Slack message and just saying, "Hey, I'm thankful for you." I know a lot of us just ask from her because she's in an admin and director of operations role. But if you want to pour into her, she's busy while doing all the work for the Schnitzer Master Agency. She's busy pouring into other team members at the corporate office, and they recognize her for that. Okay, Bob Granzer, unmute, bro. Impact Player of the Year. How about that, huh?
Yes, sir.
How'd that feel?
Shocked, not gonna lie.
It
No,
was
it was words can't describe it. I mean, it's just everybody here, that's a part of this agency and everybody that's a part of Symmetry, makes it all happen. And it's one of those things where it feels just right to pour into everybody.
put it too in the chat if Bob's impacted you in your business. I know I wouldn't have had the start that I did. I used to call Bob 3 or 4 times a day. I'm like, bro, I need you. He's like, dude, find someone else, man. This is the 4th call today. But man, you helped me and Kate like so much in the beginning. Like we needed a lifeline and didn't have answers and we didn't have the ecosystem that we have today, right, Bob? Like we didn't have the Mac room, we didn't have live dials, we didn't have I basically had you, Eleanor, and Summer, and I like had y'all on speed dial and you saved me in so many situations. So I appreciate you, man. But congratulations. It was cool to see you up on stage. Get comfy. You'll be there again. National call shout outs from last week. We had a great week in the base shop. We are number 3 for new writers, number 5 at 34,000 in the base shop for the week, and number 2 for senior vice president. For personal production. It's not hard to get on that leaderboard, right, Giovanna? if you're an agency owner, you got to write like 50K in a week to get top five. For senior vice presidents, they made it a little bit easier for me to hit number 2 that week. So national call shout outs for Venus Diaz, number 3 agency director producer with 12,310 for the week. Round of applause for Venus. See, Venus, I told you, we don't even take your picture off. We just leave it on there and we fill in whatever national call recognition you got from the previous week. You've got a resident spot on these shout outs. Also shout out to Giovanna. If you need to borrow 20 bucks, send her a message today, right, Giovanna? She sold a $400,000 annuity. That thing hit the bank account Saturday morning. She sent me a screenshot and she's like, this is pretty cool. So number 2 agency owner also for production at 14,695. Giovanna, you've been so consistent the last 5 months, has it been? Like consistently around 25K issued per month for the last 5 months in a row. It's easy at that point to get lost in the sauce of I need to build and develop my team members and I need to run this call and pour into this person. And like Giovanna does all of that really well. And she's so consistent in production. Guys, that's what an agency owner is all about. You can't take your foot off the gas, and she realizes she's in a season where all she wants is growth. So she's keeping both. If there was 2 gases to press, you would be like, it would be building and production for you because you're gas on both. And I'm so proud of you. Good job staying consistent. Giovanna, you deserve your flowers more than I can give them to you right now, but
I gotta say something about G.
yeah, go ahead.
Been really fast. She added me to the Facebook Me True team before conference, and I'm still in there. I'm just worming my way into your world. But man alive, this woman, like just so on top of everything from the team call, getting everybody ready to following up afterwards and asking people about their experiences. And I know you guys shared on your team calls and getting people ready for Ignite. And like, I mean, she does not miss a beat. And I'm learning from her just being a fly on the wall in that group chat. So don't take me out. It's really fun watching what you do.
Who else wants to say something nice about Giovanna? I lost my screen.
How can you not say
it's-
something
I'm
nice
gonna-
about Giovanna? I mean, she's just all about people. Her heart is true and pure and honest, and she just walks integrity in everything that she does, and she pours every bit of passion that she's got into this. It's innate to her, and I love you so much because you just are for your people always, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I just want to say about Giovanna. Okay, I was hired last Monday, and ever since I took my first connection call with her, she has just been amazing. I mean, she is my rock, and she is all love. She is all support. She is so encouraging. She's gotten me so fired up. I sent her a text one day and I told her that she's given me a dream and a purpose. And I am just so grateful for her. I bombard her with texts on the side, and I just love her. So glad. I just feel blessed that I'm on her team.
I'll second that. Love her too. Giovanna, I tried to give you your flowers by myself, but I just recruited a few people to do it for you. But I've seen you like step up in production so much lately, and like that's usually the area where a lot of folks at your level, like going into that 115, 120, they get jaded by all the things that need to get done, and you've stayed so consistent. And look at the impact you're having on people from a personal, relational level, right? So you need a tissue? You good? Javon's a crack. All right, we're going to the next page here. I got my screen figured out. Great job. Daryl Baker, let's go, dude. I saw you. You had some stunner shades on a second ago. There you are. Daryl Baker, first 5K week, 8-8. He's direct to Sarah Hadley. He's in Westerville, Ohio, and he's a stud. Look out for this guy. We got Tiffany Tisdale, another stud. Tiffany's in Denison, Texas. I didn't know you were in Denison. That's nice. Awesome. Director Matt Robson, part of the Robson family agency, had her first 5K week. Give her some love in the chat. Give Daryl some love in the chat too. That's a first of many for you guys. I see that in both of you. This isn't like a one-time fluke. Like I just wrote one big app. Like you both are putting in the work. that this is going to happen consistently for you. So very pumped for you guys. Great job. New riders from last week, Joseph Gray, man, welcome to the team. I'm honored to have you here. It's been good getting to know you and kind of digging in with things. Stoked for you. Brooke Stanich, you don't have a picture in Slack, Brooke, so I don't think I'm not a huge cat person, but this cat's pretty cute. So you got a cat picture for your face. Update your picture in Slack so we can celebrate you properly next week. Glenn Jones, 15, 16, 2 apps. Brooke also had 2 apps for 13, 17. So great job, guys. Congratulations, new riders. We're stoked for you guys. Welcome to the team. Top producers from last week. I'll go top 6. But shout out to everyone who wrote an app, everyone that protected a family last week. Your top 6 was loaded. Everyone was over 5K, which is awesome to see. Venus Diaz, barely over the 5K mark there. She had a 14K week the previous week, barely over 5K last week. 2 apps, 5,030. Great job, Venus. That's killer. Consistency is key. McKinley Kernizin. I've never said your last name out loud, bro. First time. McKinley Kernizin. Did I get it right?
Yeah, Kernizin, yeah, you said it right.
It's Magic Mac. Is Magic Mac. Great job, man. First 5K week. You're going to get shouted out on this Wednesday's national call, bro. So we're going to have a special slide just for you next week. Great job. Let's stack another one on top of that, okay? Let's go. Joseph Helms, 9752, 12 apps. Great job. Teresa Kelly, 11,313, 7 apps. Bob Greenwood, 14,587, 2 apps. I think that's capped. I think Bob really had like a $20,000 week. And then Eleanor McNamara, excellent job. Closing out strong for the month. She texted the group this morning and said, I'm going to have another 10K week this week. Why not pile it on? I just had a $26,000 week. Let's do another 10. Put a 4 in the chat if you think Eleanor should have another 20. All right, cool. You're setting the pace here. We need our white rabbits in this business, guys. We need to see what's possible. Let's go for another 20, Eleanor. All right. Team Road to Ownership. This is everyone who is building a team right now who's not yet an agency owner. All right, not yet an agency owner. We had Team McGregor, Team Morales, Team Robson, Team Bradford, Team Morel, Team Salatis, all riding with riders on their team. They're building, they're producing, they're doing the thing. We have Team Babin, 10,725, 9 apps, 3 riders. That looks like a leadership run to me, Cameron. Team Hadley's at 21,000, 19 apps, 4 riders with 1 new rider. Team Sevelier is 24,482, 13 apps, 2 riders. Team Robson, 26,000, 22 apps, 5 riders. Great job, Team Robson. We love you guys. Team Greenwood, team leader, 38,000, 17 apps, 6 riders, 3 new riders. Team Goldsmith, thank you. 47,000, 22 apps, 7 riders, 3 new riders. And Team Neil, 57,000. Sarah, is that a record? Holy smoke, that's a record. Let's go. That looks, I mean, that kind of looks like an agency owner run to me, Sarah. Kind of just a little. You got a week left. Let's make it 70. Come on. We're cheering for you. Great job. I love seeing this board because it fits in line with what our vision is. Fits in line with getting people involved in the agency owner program. Gets people in line with becoming free financially. They're getting a taste of what it's like to receive an override commission. They're getting a taste of what it's like to make an impact on someone else's life as a coach, as a mentor. And as you can see from Giovanna's position, hearing that type of feedback that she just received from her team, there's nothing better than helping someone else get what they want. There is nothing better. I much rather see y'all win than have myself have like a good week in production. Okay, nothing better. You guys are showing up and showing out. Great job. Here's your agency owners for the week. Or for the month. We've got Venus Diaz. Armand, if you could mute out. There you go. Diaz Base Shop, 26,000. Smith Base Shop, 28,000. Helms Base Shop, 47,000. Mitru Base Shop at 48. Granzard Base Shop at 83. And our base shop, Kate, we're at 111,000. Let's keep pushing. Let's have a great week. If you're unmuted right now, who is it? All right, Armand, you gotta stay unmuted for me, bro, unless you're gonna run the call. All right, road to SNA. So who was it? Was it George who said that he wanted to hit SNA in the chat? All right, George, you're at 2 apps. You got 4 more to go. All right, you got 4 more to go. So these are the SNA dates that run from 7/11 to 8/22. If you're on this list, that means that you have one. Your goal is to get to SNA. That's 6 apps in 6 weeks. All right. Your SNA run begins on the day that you get opt access. All right. So it's 6 weeks from that day. It's go time. You got to figure out how to get in the field, get profitable. You'll want to hit your 6 apps in 6 weeks so that you can prove it to yourself you're in the right place. Slacker of the week, Sarah Hadley. Sarah, are you here still? You didn't hop off on me, did you?
I'm here. I wouldn't leave. Come on now.
Sarah, dude, I'm scrolling through Slack and I'm just like, all right, whose name do I see commonly? Every single thread, Sarah, 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 Sarah. You were on it last week for encouragement. I mean, I wish I could give this to multiple people every week because Sarah, you would have won this before for sure. This wouldn't have been the first time, but I think this is the first time since we've brought the award back that you've won it. And I'll just take 2 seconds to say that I appreciate leaders like you. That makes a difference on our team. When someone says that they wrote their first app, or someone says that, hey, I had a tough situation, or someone says, hey, my client said this and it really bummed me out, and you're right there in the comments, either celebrating them or lifting them up or giving them encouragement. We need more people like that. Like this team, in order to accomplish our mission, we need more life givers. We need more encouragers. So wear this badge proudly this week, Sarah. We could give it to you every single week, I think, but we're going to take a few minutes in Slack later today and make a post for you. So I want everyone to pour back into Sarah like she's been pouring into them in the thread once I get that posted in Slack later today. So that wraps it up. Let me hop out of this screen. All right, Sarah, what you got for us today? Sarah Hadley?
Are you talking Neil or Hadley? What's going on?
Today's your team call.
Sarah
right?
Neil, unmute.
Let me pull my notes
Wanna
up.
arm wrestle? You wanna arm wrestle, Sarah? Let's go.
I think you guys would run a killer team call together. I've got a message for you guys today though that's been something that's been pressing on me since I heard Sarah Reinecke give a similar chat. I've changed things up a little bit to gear more towards the newer agent. So if you're a newer agent, this call is going to be really good for you. If you're not a new agent, this call is going to be really good for you too. So I heard this chat a while back, and this impacted me because you have to realize what season you're in. I talked about earlier, you can't be on all the calls. You have to realize what season you're in. If you're trying to figure out production, you're absolutely in the season where you need to be on the top producer call. You're absolutely in the season where you need to be in the accountability call, right? You got to realize what season you're in and what you need to feed yourself in order to get to the next level. So that's why this call was inspired the way it was. But first, before I dive into content, I would love to hear in the chat, and if it takes you a little bit longer to type out, no worries. If you want to give a really short answer, that's fine too. But put, like, in short, why you're here. Why are you here? Give me like 2 or 3 in the chat before I move on. Build a legacy, business, and impact others. I want to impact others, to change my life for my family and for myself. Same here. To help people and create a team. Love that, Sean. To make my dreams a reality. Let's go, McKinley. Freedom. Let's go, Rod. To be financially independent, money and time freedom. There is nowhere else I can make this money and be present for my family. I feel you. Carly, to be the most successful I can be, to help others. Family, to change my family's life. Okay, cool. Some common threads here. So I'm with you guys. You guys all kind of hit on things that I would have said if I was put on the spot and had to really think about this. But it goes deeper for me. There's a long-term vision for this too. And I know there is for a lot of you. Build a legacy for me and my family. There's a long-term vision to that, George. What does it look like for your family in 10 years from now? That would be my follow-up question. What would building a legacy look like for you? What would freedom look like for you? What would changing your family tree forever look like for you? I'd ask you to put words to it. And we've done that in other calls. Today is not for that call. Today is for us to realize what season we're in and to attack that season so that we can get to the next. Because this business is beautiful. Oftentimes, a lot of people come in here and have mixed expectations about the business, and it beats them up before they get to eat the fruit. Okay, so we're going to talk about seasons today, but I love this quote by Ross Harkness. I bring his content to our team calls all the time because every time I read one of his Instagram posts, I'm like, man, this guy's inside my brain, He's just a lot smarter than me, and he's putting words to the things that I feel. So I don't know if you guys follow content creators like that, but I really resonate with Ross Harkness. You can find him on Instagram. His content is really on point for entrepreneurs. But he says this, he says it takes a certain kind of madness to go all in on something. Not talent, not luck, madness. Because most people need a safety net in their lives. They need a backup plan, a way out. But the ones who actually make something of themselves, they burn the boats. Not because it's smart, but because they have to in order to see what they're capable of. Going all in doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It's not safe. It's a full body yes in a world that worships hesitation. But 80% in only gets you 20% back, while 100% in gives you 1,000% back. Because when you commit like that, when you bet on yourself with no exit strategy, you've got no choice but to start playing a different game. You think clear, you move faster, you become the person that figures it out. So if you're one of the few that's mad enough, go all in. Put a 1 in the chat if that's you. If I'm speaking to the right people here, I want to make sure I'm in the right room. Cool. Put a 2 in the chat if you're delusional like me, because I'm with it. I see those 2s. I see those 1s and 2s. Okay. I had to be a little bit delusional. I left a really good paying job in a family business that had tons of comfort within it from an income standpoint and a lot of future within it from a succession plan standpoint. My dad was planning on leaving that business to me. I wanted different for my family. Okay. I had to get a little delusional because this wasn't here before. I didn't have a pretty background in my office. I had a laptop and I had a small desk like next to a spare like a queen size spare bedroom bed. And my dog slept in all day and there was dog hair flying around the room all day. I'm just trying to put myself back to where I was when I started this. There wasn't a ring light. My lighting was off on my camera. I had a cell phone. I had a stack of leads. I was delusional for wanting to do this. I had a vision that was so clear in my mind of different examples of people who went all in on this, and I wanted that. Okay, so I was willing to put up with all the dog hair. Only Kate knows what I mean by this. I had to put up with all the dog hair in that room to get myself to a place. Okay, there's many different versions of that for me, but I was delusional. So for those of you who put a 2, yeah, Bob, I remember when you were in the garage, you had it was like an elliptical trainer behind you. No, it was a Bowflex behind you. I remember when Wilbur was in his gym office and he had a bench press right behind him. I remember all these different versions of you guys. Okay, delusional, because it's not normal to go start a business in a spare bedroom in your house or in the weight room in the garage. Okay, but you guys can see the impact that's made through these people that decided to push a little bit harder and stay a little bit longer. All right, those were the days. Absolutely. Okay, so brief backstory here before I get into the different seasons that we worked through. I hear a lot of people say when they come into this business that they felt called to be here. Okay, I've talked about this before in accountability groups, but it's a super common way to explain why people feel like they ended up here, and I feel the same way. I started getting recruited by a couple. They had a life that I had pictured from the outside, and I was like, that looks like something that I would want to do. It seemed like they didn't ever work, so I was like, oh, that's cool. What do they do? And they're like, well, we sell life insurance. So anyways, I felt called to this. I feel like symmetry found me in a way because I wasn't looking for a job. I wasn't applying to jobs. I was praying that I could find something that would allow me to be with my wife more because we had just recently got married and I wanted to spend more time with her. I know some husbands are out there trying to find more hobbies to stay away from their family. I think that's crap. I'm the exact opposite. I'm trying to find more cheat codes and more ways to spend more time with my family. So, in working at the dealership 70 hours a week away from home, it wasn't in the cards all the time. So when I say I felt called to this, I don't understand where the disconnect is when you feel called to it, but you're here and you know what it takes to win and you see the examples of success and you hear the metrics that go behind it and you still are on this like line of belief or unbelief where you're just seeing if it will work out, right? There has to be a switch that's flipped. It's kind of like a commitment that you make to yourself, where you go from, I want to give this a try and see if it'll work, to I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it work. Okay. So that's the main switch, I feel like, where I see people going from maybe season 1, which I'm about to talk about, to season 2 and season 3 and season 4. Okay. Before I get into the seasons, I believe leaders need 4 things. If you want to write these down, they're great things to pour your time into. I think they'll pay off in your business immensely. Number 1, crystal clear vision. The type of vision that Wilbur had in his weight room, that Bob had in his garage with his Bowflex machine, and the vision that I had in the spare bedroom next to the bed that the dog slept on. Crystal clear vision. Why am I doing this? Okay. That's why I started this call off with, why are you here? Crystal clear vision helps you move in a certain way that unclear vision does not. I still have the same sticky note. I heard Ashley Tarr say this like my very first month here, and I still have it. It's still in pretty good shape too. This was month 1. I wrote this down. So what, 4.5 years ago? The size and clarity of your vision will show you the speed of acting upon it. People with clear vision move faster, period. Number 2, you need massive commitment. If you quit today, would people be surprised? You need to have so much commitment that people would be shocked. Your family would be shocked. Your friend circle would be shocked. Your teammates would be shocked because they've seen you pour so much into this, being committed to the game, that they would be shocked if you stepped away from it. You need massive commitment, number 2. Number 3, you need emotional maturity. I think the best leaders are the most well-developed leaders, because they can, like, for me, the best example I had of this is like when I was new, I used to drive people away, like big time. I would get emails from new agents that were like, "Hey, you're not the type of leader that works out for me. I'm going to go try to find a new agency." And it used to break my heart when I heard that. I think the best leaders are the ones that develop themselves enough that they can speak to all the different people on their team. We all come from different places. They're emotionally mature enough to handle loss. They're emotionally mature enough to handle growth. It's a stewardship, right? It's a stewardship. So stepping into leadership, stepping into your new business, stepping into growing your agency, you're going to need to develop yourself emotionally. This business will beat you up if you let it. I think this business is great. When I hear someone saying, "Oh, this happened this week and it took me off my game," I'm like, "Yeah, that's a really small problem. And if you want to get big, you're going to have to learn to grow through that and understand that that's just a small problem." All right. The bigger problems you can handle, the more stress you can handle, the better you can grow your business, because you're going to show up better for your family outside of the office. You're going to show up better for your agents. You're going to show up better for your clients while those things are still going on. Because I promise you, especially as you get towards the 120, 125, and 130 level, the problems don't stop. They just get bigger. So you got to grow emotionally. I think number 4, a really good leader, a really good salesperson, someone that's going to grow a business, is really good at delaying gratification. Okay, delayed gratification is so important. And what I mean by delayed gratification might be a different example than what you're used to. This is what I mean by delayed gratification. What are you willing to sacrifice now, and why are you paying the price? If that's crystal clear, that doesn't mean that you, like for Kate and I, we had to sacrifice a lot of things financially, but it could even be time for you. Okay, it could be time. So what are you willing to sacrifice now to get to where you want to go? And why are you paying the price? I think I gotta know, especially early on when I was making $600-700 a week and I was struggling to get 4 or 5 people on an appointment a week. And I was in like that first month learning curve of man, I'm putting in the work, but like, when do they start showing up and buying policies from me? Okay. You have to know exactly why you're paying that price. There has to be a crystal clear vision. What I think of right now as I'm speaking out loud, I wish I could call on more people here and give more people credit, but I think of someone like Tay Cooper, okay? Paying the price, but knows exactly why he's paying it right now, getting through the producing learning curve so that he can go build a 130 agency. So shout out Tay Cooper, I see you. Okay, when I got to Cemetery, I wanted the moon. I wanted what Ashley had. I wanted what other leaders had. I saw the vision. I saw people, great leaders here, and I wanted a piece of that. I wanted to be able to have time and financial freedom, like a lot of you said earlier in this call when I asked you why you're here. Okay. I had to get crystal clear on what I needed to do to get through each season. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. If you're in the new season, you're not getting paid what you're worth yet. This is season 1. You're not getting paid what you're worth yet, but you're learning how to do that. You feel resistance in everything you do. You are surrounded by people that are winning, but for some reason, it doesn't always feel like it's possible for you. I'm not going to make you put a 4 in the chat, okay? All right, but you know who you are. All right, and you want to plant your flag deep here, but every time you do, something tough comes up and you reconsider taking that flag out of the ground. Okay, here's my advice for you. Got a couple things for you. I'm going to work through these really quickly. Choose excitement on purpose. And I'm actually going to get through the first 2 seasons today, and I'm going to finish the last 2 seasons at another time because most of us are in the first 2 seasons, okay? I'll give you a brief idea of what the 4th season looks like, but I'm going to spend most of the time on season 1, season 2. So read like your life depends on it. Leaders are readers, but good salespeople are readers too. You got to learn how to develop the mental, okay? Number 2, choose excitement on purpose. You got to show up on fire. You got to be excited when you don't feel it. You got to show up with energy. You got to be like Sarah Hadley and be a life giver when you don't feel like it. Those things matter. They bring a certain type of energy in and through you that is impactful on your business. You have to get on it and stay on it. Okay. You have to become obsessed. A lot of you put 1s in the chat and a lot of you put 2 saying you're delusional. You've got to move that way until this thing becomes unconsciously competent for you, where you don't have to think about it. You can just do it. All right. If you would be willing to work 40 hours a week for someone else, would you be willing to work 70 hours a week for yourself? You have to go all out. All right. I'm not recommending that you work 70 hours. I'm just saying, if you're willing to work 40 for someone else for 30 years, you're not willing to put 70 hours a week in for your first year here. Okay. That's how I saw it. You need to treat the 4 keys like a checklist. Your schedule, your activity, your resources, the way you lean into the schedule has to be a checklist item every single week. No ifs, ands, or buts. You need to run an effective schedule. Okay, we're doing a 4-part mini series over the next 4 weeks talking about schedule, activity, and resources, the different things that it takes to build this business. I will send everyone on this call an invite. It's going to be in Slack. I think it's so important that we just look at this business simply when you're new. Checklist these items. Did I buy leads this week? Do I have my entire week planned out? From my dial sessions, when I'm running my appointments, what team calls I'm going to be on, and most importantly, what my family has going on. And even more important, what are the things that are going to come up to get in my way of those first 2 things? It's really simple to get to a Tuesday afternoon and your husband or your wife sends you a text and they say, hey, I don't have anything planned for dinner. Can you go out and grab us something? And then your dial session falls off your calendar because you're willing to negotiate on your schedule. Okay. It gets really easy to do that. So it has to be a checklist item. The 4 cornerstones have to be something that you live and breathe, not something that you save for season 2. So that means taking massive action, seeking constant correction. That means growing yourself, personal development. That means associating. Okay. All those things are so important. And it's a lot of people when they're new, they think I'm going to have a 5-day-a-week workout program once I can get past this profitability stage. I'm going to read more and pour into my personal development once I can figure out how to be a consistent rider. I'm going to associate with some top producers and find myself some running buddies once I get blank. Fill in the blanks that you make for yourself. It has to be something that you do now. Okay. So if you don't know what the 4 keys are or the 4 cornerstones, that needs to be something that you learn now in this season. Okay. Ask your upline. You need to adapt a work until mentality. That's a must. You got to figure out how to work until you hit your goal, not work until you feel like being done. All right. 5K weeks are the goal. And it's a try anything, do everything mentality until that happens like clockwork. I'm sorry. Stay close to your mentor on a daily basis. You should be at the top of their text thread. You should be at the very top. You think they're busy? Guess what? Their pride and joy is making sure that you're successful. I promise you, every single leader on our team. When I hear people say like, "Oh, I thought you were too busy. I didn't reach out to you." That's why I'm here. I want you to win. We'll find a way to make it work. We'll make room in the schedule. Annie Morell, I'll answer your call at 8:30 p.m. because you triple dial me. Okay? I love when people do that. All right? If you have blocked off family time, put your phone down and leave it in the office. Other than that, make sure you're at the top of the text thread for your mentor. Blow them up. Okay? You also need to find running buddies and you need to check in with them daily. You hold each other accountable by role playing. You sweat and you bleed together. You're in the trenches together. You call each other higher. Who you surround yourself in this business will determine how fast you grow and how far you go. Period. Find some running buddies. You're in season 1. You need them. There's a lot of people here on this team that would want to run with you. You just need to reach out. Do not be a lone wolf. Follow through with your word. I was on the Watts family agency team call right before this, and Wilbur said something. I went right back to my notes and edited everything so I can throw this in there. He said something really profound. When you follow through with your word, it means everything to how you build your business. He said the times that you don't do what you say you're going to do breaks you. Little by little, it breaks you. Let that sink in. Every time you don't follow through with your word, it breaks you a little bit more. All right, season 2. I'm going to get through this one and I'll give you guys a glimpse of season 4 before we leave. Season 2, you hit AO. You're still not getting paid what you're worth. This is what deposits look like. Sarah Hadley, don't laugh at me. Not getting paid what you're worth. So it looks like work, deposit. Work, deposit. Okay? You are surrounded by people who need your time. And you're trying to figure out how to spend time producing and building and pouring into all the other things that you need to do. This is the most chaotic season, which is why it's so important to develop yourself in season 1 so that you're someone that can handle that in season 2. All right? Here's my recommendations. Read like your life depends on it. That doesn't change. Leaders are readers. You got to grow. Choose excitement on purpose. That doesn't change. You got on it and stayed on it enough to get yourself to agency owner. Don't slow down now. This is the season where if you take a break, your business could die, right? Because a lot of it is fueled by your personal production, but there's also these other things, admin tasks, agents asking questions, process, all the other things that go involved with that. You had to have grown yourself enough in season 1 where that stuff will not hurt you. It'll be something that you handle and it's not a big deal. All right. You're going to grow yourself into a person that can handle more in your week. We don't grow by subtraction. We grow by addition, which means that you can be that and present at home, that and a good husband, that and a good friend. Okay. So grow yourself hard in season 1 so that this season 2 doesn't slow you down when you have extra responsibilities on your plate. Now you got to be thinking about how are you serving the team? You've got to be hosting calls. You've got to be live dialing in the virtual office. You've got to be offering up your service to other people. This is a service. You only get paid well in this business if you are so busy serving people, whether it's your client or your team members. Serve relentlessly in this season. All right. You're going to start designing your own culture. Okay. I'm speaking to a lot of you who are in that 100 to 110 phase right now. All right. You're designing your own culture. Personal production is a must. You need to focus on personally producing an issue paid of around 15K per month to stay super profitable and to be able to afford to hire someone to help you out with the minutia. Okay. In this season, it's still so important to stay close to your mentor. It's very important to hire someone, and you got to stay building and stay planting. All right. So that pretty much sums up every single person on this call, season 1 and season 2. I've got season 4 available for you guys. Give you guys a little peek into the future. Season 4 is 125 through 130. This is what getting paid looks like. Deposit, 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 work, deposit, deposit, work, deposit, 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 work. Okay? This is the fruit of your labor. Okay? You're still going to read like your life depends on it. The best leaders in our company are still developing themselves heavily. But I want to give you a peek inside the other stuff that's going on. All right? They're choosing excitement still. They're serving not just the greater team, like on this screen, but they're serving symmetry. They're giving back all day long. they're not required to sell policies anymore. Most of their income is passive from residual income from sales. Okay. So they're spending their entire days serving and giving back. It is the best job ever. I promise you guys. Everyone, I don't know if you don't want my job on the screen, I'm not speaking to you, but my job is pretty damn cool. I get to spend all day giving back. All right. You next one is you study leadership like your life depends on it. So imagine that's part of your job. You're just becoming a better leader, someone that can make a bigger impact, someone that can serve people better. You need to focus on a base shop and keep grinding, keep pedaling, keep building. Okay. No need to produce anymore. But if you happen to issue 10K in that month, your family's starting to think about what dreams they have that can become reality quicker, right? Trips to other countries, building in addition to the house, buying a Airbnb to go spend weeks out of the year and make profit from all the other weeks. Like those are the things that you can do and you can fuel your dreams if you stay in the production phase. So for those of you who are nearing 115 and 120, 125, there are several of you on this screen. You still can produce at a heavy rate and your business is going to be so profitable and your dreams are going to be so touchable if you do that. So never lose yeah, if you're in season 3, never lose that tenacity. We're actually skipping that one, Bert, because I'm running out of time here. All right, I'll come back to it another call. But never lose the ability to help a family. That's why we all get paid. Stay hungry doing that, and you can fuel your dreams a lot quicker. In this season, you're making 30,000 to 50,000 passive starting out. That's what most 125s and 130s make in their first year. 30 to 50,000 passive per month. Okay, but it grows from there. It grows from there. All right. This is passive income. This is residual income from the team that you've built. So right now, as we near the end of this call, focus on the season that you're in right now. All right. I can keep going about this list of how cool it is to be in the 4th season, and which is why my feet hit the ground so hard every single day to keep building this. But you got to focus on your season right now. All right. Keep the vision crystal clear and realize that the choices you make in this current season have consequences, but they also have reward. You make the choice. Okay. Welcome to the business where we get to succeed and fail based on our personal choices, not someone else's. Okay. So make good choices in your business for yourself. All right. Show up with energy, read, pour into personal development. Don't slow down. Okay. Definitely don't slow down if you've got some rhythm. All right. Focus on the 4 keys and the 4 cornerstones. Adapt and download the work until mentality. Build yourself up to 5K weeks. Stay close to your mentor. Find your running buddies and follow through with your word on everything you say you're going to do. Those are the things. I hope this blessed you. I see a few questions in the chat. I will answer that for you, Rod. Would you put 2 to 3 years into get? Oh, yeah, of course. I think anyone would answer yes to that. All right. Hope this blessed you guys. I'll go into season 3 another time, but I wanted to give most of the 90% of this screen is season 1, season 2. Wanted to give you a taste of what season 4 looks like. So let's have a great week. We've got today through Friday to get business in. A lot of you are running after goals. Reach out if you need anything. Love y'all. Have a great day.
I don't know if you can answer this, but can you like explain like when you said have a crystal clear